exactly kids. I'ma pass it to my nigga Yang. Not exactly kids, but I'm still clowning though. This is our time, shawty, you already know. Open your ears, homie, as I let it flow. Hello, brother.
Hi, man. How you doing?
I'm still tired. It's been a very long weekend.
No, I could see it in your eyes. I saw you was late to the door.
Shut up. But welcome to the Not Exactly Kids podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jones.
I'm your host, El Hajjalin.
And we have our little producer in the back, Sharkbait.
Sharkbait.
Hello.
Look, he got his mic right next to him. Now you can talk anytime you want.
So this episode, man, you know this is about to change the game.
Yeah, because they're going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
Is that how they really feel?
Pretty much. We about to have people looking at us like we crazy. So today's episode, we want to talk about the topic of snitch culture.
Sharkbait. Can the podcast help you? Whatever you know.
Jesus Christ, man. We tell people turn the fucking phones off. This nigga back there fiddling with his shit. Got the fucking
arcade,
yeah.
Super Nintendo fucking ringtones. Like the hell?
So, snitch culture, man. Just give a brief synopsis of how you feel about it.
I think it is the dumbest thing a culture has actually come up with in the present day. I would say, in the present day of now. Back then, however, I think it might have been a bit different.
What do you mean by back then?
Back then, I'm meaning probably like from like the 60s on back. If like one of us was to commit a crime, say like, you know, whether they killed somebody of the opposite race or something like that, most of the time it will have a bit more of a justified meaning. Therefore, the culture will kind of band together and be like, we don't need another one of us in jail or dead in the streets, so I can stand behind it. But nowadays, it just doesn't make any sense anymore, because now it's all about street, you know, cred and all that other shit. And I'm like, I'm not a street dude, so street cred means absolutely boo-boo to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think a lot of people fail to realize, because in my head, I feel the same way. Like for, you know, previous generations, it was kind of like a law. Mm-hmm. But I feel like now people misconstrue the street life with everyday life. Like, so we're going to talk about our opinions on the separation, because we ain't street niggas.
Not at all.
No.
I'm straight laced as it comes.
I'm not. I ain't going to say we super straight laced, but we ain't. Okay, nigga. Go ahead, lie if you want to, motherfucker. But
I'm reformed.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's just a matter of the differences in that, because I feel like sometimes that bleeds into just being a regular person. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like because even growing up, it's like when you tell on somebody, you know, it's a difference between being that tattletale when you're growing up to how it correlates now. Like if you're constantly just telling on something somebody did, then okay, yeah, that's a little too much. But if it's like
pain in the ass is what the hell it is. It's like,
but if it's like a justified means of the reason why you're telling, like in my opinion, like if you sit here and, you know, the first time you hit me, I said stop. The second time you hit me, I said, you know, I'm gonna tell somebody. And the third time I go and tell. It doesn't make me a tattletale. I gave you 3 chances before I actually went to tell. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but then even like I said, we're taught at a young age, stop telling everything. But then once we get older, that mindset stays with us, because then it's like, okay, I just seen this dude slap this chick, but I'm not supposed to tell everything. I'm supposed to mind my business. All right, let me just keep walking. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, and then it gets so weird because people try to pick and choose when it's okay to tell, when it's not okay to tell, with the reason why you should tell in this situation. But you start getting confused by that.
Because you don't know where's the line's drawn, because it changes every single time, and then people can just keep pushing back, you know, that line or whatever like that.
Yeah. So it's just, in my opinion, it's I wouldn't say it's dumb. It's necessary. But in my opinion, it's like, okay, but where who is the judge and jury of snitch culture? Like, who are you to tell me when and when I shouldn't snitch? Like that'd be my biggest thing, because it's like you be having so many people sit here and fucking say, "Oh, you in this part you shouldn't snitch," but later on, if something else happens, somebody else is gonna tell you, "Nah, you need to tell on that person." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's always a different side for each person. So it's not like it's like a majority rule about snitching. It changes from person to person, household to household, place to place. But it's just like it's gotten to the point now where if you do snitch, you get penalized for it. But if you really think about it, like you said, back in the day, even before like the 60s and everything, if you ain't snitch, you was just as bad as the person that committed the crime. And you suffered the same fate as the person who committed the crime. If you seen somebody steal some bread and you didn't say something, that person asked you who stole it, and they find out that you seen it, when they chop that person's hand off, they chopping your hand off too. If you seen somebody commit murder and you didn't say anything, you gonna die just like that person gonna die. Whether it be your whether you be family, whether you be friends, it didn't matter. So it's just like snitch culture, in my opinion, can affect the household.
Yeah.
Like, but people don't look at it like that. People just be like, "Oh, well, nah, bro, you shouldn't go against the code. That's the code." The code of what? I was not born with the handbook in front of me. There is not a nigga handbook. I do. If it is, please pass it to me so I can read it, and then I can go slap the person that wasted their time writing that shit.
But what the fuck do you really get out of the code? Like, what benefits? That's the people always talk about. Nah, man, it's going against the code. It's going against the code. But then everything like switches when it's their ass, really against the fucking wall. Like think about we could take this shit to the whole movie culture. You ever seen New Jack City, right?
Of course I've seen New Jack City.
Okay. So you already know how that shit goes. You rat on anybody like that, you're going down. This is like big money we're talking about. Cocaine, the whole freaking nine. The main dude, Mino, Wesley Snipes' character. The moment his ass...
You said what?
Mino, Wesley Snipes' character.
Nino.
It was Nino? I thought it was Mino.
No, Nino Brown.
Nino, I'm thinking about the damn rapper. That's
This
where he stole
nigga.
his name from.
This nigga
Nino,
said
Nino.
Nino. And that nigga's name is Mano.
Mino, Minato. Who knows?
Go ahead.
But yeah, bro. Well, when his ass was about to go down, whatever, he's like, "Yo, this shit's bigger than Nino Brown. I go down, I'm taking everybody with me." Now, do people really say like, "Yo, that's bullshit, bro. You shouldn't really be snitching like that"? Because this is the main dude who says, "Don't ever fucking snitch," and yet he flips the fucking record. So I feel like it's easy for people to be like, "Nah, bro, I ain't no snitch. I ain't this. I ain't that," until your ass is really against the fucking wall.
Oh, of course, yeah. Everybody does that. That's why when I talk or when I answer people's questions realistically, I answer it realistically. Mm-hmm. Like I answer it with the utmost truth. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie, because I'm not gonna sit here and say if I was put in that situation I wouldn't. But I also know how that don't snitch culture to. I've been in a scenario where I didn't snitch. I didn't open my mouth, and other niggas snitched on me real quick, real quick. Turn around and I was the main culprit that got in trouble. I was like, this is interesting. I thought that shit went with everybody. So that changed my mind on the whole scenario. It's like, well, it turns out that everybody looking out for themselves, so I gotta look out for myself too. Shit, fuck all that shit.
That's the only code that's actually useful for me.
Yeah.
Do right by you.
Yeah, because we'll throw out some scenarios as well. Like, in my opinion, if we commit a crime together, we both going down together. If one of us gets caught, nah, fuck that. We both going down. I'm not, because a lot of people will sit here and say, oh, well, you know, if you get caught, you just got to take the bid yourself. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. No, nigga. We committed this together. We going down together. We in the cells together. The fuck? Mm-hmm. Fuck that. I am giving up names.
It was a team effort.
Yeah, fuck that.
If you're on a damn team and then you lose, you don't lose.
Because here's what happened in that situation. One, I get caught. Now I'm cut out. Especially if we ain't friends. Now I'm cut out of the money. So now I gotta do time while you niggas live off the riches. Fuck that. We all gonna be broke together in the cell together. Fuck that shit. No. Or what a lot of people would say is, well, if you get caught, they supposed to hold down you and your family. So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to sit in jail for however long, even if it's just a year? Now my life is hindered on the account of I have to come out and then wait for this motherfucker who to put me on to some shit. What the fuck he gonna put me on to? Now, for instance, let's just say that person was to take that money, do it the smart way, take that money, start a business, and now become like a CEO type nigga. He's not going to want to be connected to me. Because if he's connected to a criminal like myself, that could bring down his brand, that could bring down his reputation. And if he's into stocks, it's going to hurt his stocks. Now I'm affecting his pockets. He's been holding me down, but he ain't going to want to be attached to me. He could try to get me a job, but it's going to be even harder because I'm not used to like this new society because I've been away for so long. I don't know how to function in normal society.
It's jail. You don't know nothing else.
And then it's just like, and then my expectation is, nah, nigga, you a multi-billionaire and you just gonna pass me off like 100K? Nah, nigga, that ain't gonna suffice. I spent a whole year, 365 days in prison away from you for you to become a CEO. Nah, nigga, I need half. That year I spent, I need a year's worth. But I can't be a CFO. I can't be a part of that business. Why? Because you can't attach me to your brand because it'll bring down your brand unless we talking music. Then that'll boost that shit.
I want a fucking contract. All right, if you do a crime with me and I gotta do your bid or whatever like that, when I get out, I want a solid contract. I fucking want $400,000 a year plus benefits and then just the whole fucking nine. Especially if I did a dime. If I did 10 years in jail. I never went to jail, but I seen other people who went to jail. I seen what happened to these dudes when they come back. You ever played spades with a nigga that just got out of jail? It is the most intense shit. I'm telling you, it's the most intense shit ever. He had to go through some fucking shit. I'm not sane when I freaking come back. I'm on some motherfucking shit. But you think $100,000 is really gonna do that for 10 years? No.
But see, if you talk to somebody who's older, then you expecting too much. Cause in their heads, they held down your family. They took care of everybody. Don't nobody need nothing.
The family didn't do the fucking crime. I did the fucking crime. Yeah, great. You held down my family. I thank you for that. But what about me? Where's my compensation?
But then apparently that's you asking for too much. Cause I was having a conversation with multiple people about this yesterday, about the whole snitching situation, and the scenario they brought up was if you go to jail and let's say you come out and I got 2 bricks, I'm not gonna give you a whole brick because you too hot. You can't push the weight because you don't got no clientele. You know what I'm saying? You're a hindrance to my money. But I could give you a little something to get on your feet, my nigga. In today's society, a little something ain't gonna help somebody like that. Like you could sit here, if you looking out for me, my nigga, I need you to look out for me. I ain't saying, well, no, I am saying if I did time for you, because to me it's like people believe that our generation is just being greedy. Apparently we fucked the game up, but it's not being greedy. It's just we started looking at this shit differently. We started looking at this shit with like, so if I give you a year of my life and I come out, I have to work back up to get your trust after I let you be free. Like, nigga, you wouldn't have these 2 bricks without me. My nigga, you wouldn't be able to be slinging this dope without me. You wouldn't be able to do this shit if I didn't do all of that. You have this
whole empire. If you have an empire, I hope you have an empire, because if I did years and you still ain't got shit when we left, I'm like, well, that's another problem in itself.
And then like I was explaining to somebody yesterday, I was just like 9 times out of 10, most of the people our age that go to jail, our family don't need to be taken care of. They ain't even looking at us like that. Like, it ain't like back in the day where, like, you know, the person that was doing all of that was like the main breadwinner. And if you are, I'm not knocking you, but it's just like, yeah, it's just like 9 times out of 10, the people we grew up with, they ain't the main breadwinners of the household. They ain't really taking care of everybody. They just holding their money for themselves or spending it on themselves. So it's like when you go to jail, nigga, I ain't got nobody to take care of. Like, yeah, you put money in my books, and I thank you for that. I thank you for making sure, you know, ain't nobody trying to mess with me. But nigga, when I get out and I see you eating good, You're not gonna hand me the sides, nigga. I want the steak. I want some of that steak you got. That filet mignon, nigga. We gotta split that.
Mm-hmm.
I gave away my freedom, which a lot of people fail to realize that that's what you're giving up in that moment. I'm giving up my freedom, my sanity.
Because you can't do shit when you fucking get out. It is so hard to make a fucking comeback. All right? So, for me, I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to look in the camera and tell you this shit. Oh, I'm a snitch. I don't give a fucking shit because in my eyes, snitches they get riches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, bro. I don't like I said, if the crime is, I always say if the crime is justified, then I won't snitch. But if you don't come with, if you telling me first of all, if you telling me, I tell people, I tell all my friends and family, you commit a crime, don't tell me. I don't want to be associated with that.
Especially, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be like, I need to hide out somewhere. Don't even say that to me. Just be like, look, I need a place to stay for the night. And just give me a look like, hey, nigga. Then I'm like, all right. I'll see what I can do. But the moment you tell me exactly what you did, the percentage of your shit goes up real fast. That shit starts to rise. I'm like, oh, man, you did that. Okay. Well, let's see how this plays out. Because somebody come knocking, I might got to give you up.
Yeah, and not even just that. It's the, like, because then the other scenario is, and, you know, if anything, comment what you would do in a scenario like this. And I had to explain this to Keisha because it was like, she never thought about it like this. A lot of people say, well, if like you're driving,
mm-hmm.
your boy robs a bank,
mm-hmm.
it's okay to snitch on him if y'all get caught because you didn't know. Think about it like this. You know your boy.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy been in and out of jail for dumb petty shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know your friend. You know he living that crazy lifestyle. He living that street lifestyle. At any point in time, this nigga could just be like, you know what? I need a good look. I'm about to go rob this corner store. You know that person. You know that's how crazy they are. If they selling. You know they selling. You know 9 times out of 10 they probably got something on them. Before you get in my car, before we go anywhere, I'm questioning you. So that way I know what's going on. So that way if you do have something, put that shit away. Or if you are about to do something, or if you in one of the moods, nigga, let me know so I can drop you off and I can leave your ass now.
You ain't getting in my car. It's straight up. I don't give a shit.
But you see what I'm saying? Like you know who that person is. You know how that person is. But if you do that, you already were aware that this person lives that type of lifestyle. And you're snitching on them. You can't say you didn't know because you knew that person's background. You knew the type of person they are. Mm-hmm. So in my head, it's just like, my nigga, you already knew before this person got in the car. You didn't ask because you were trying to just ignore the fact that at any point in time, this person can do anything. If this person if I know I'm with somebody that smokes, I'm asking them, do you have anything on you before you get in my car? Nah, I ain't got no. Are you sure? Because now we can establish that conversation. Because if we get pulled over and you had anything, my nigga, that's your ass. But if you don't, that's fine. But if you do got it on you now, get it out my car.
Or pat them down.
Well, I'm not
sure.
That's kind of hard to just
yeah, I'm not randomly going up to somebody. Like, hey. And my nigga, you get in the fights over doing dumb shit like that.
But this is why also, like, sometimes it's hard to really know who you're rolling, whatever, like that. But I think for the most part, you can control the situation before it gets too far. It's like, I had an experience before. Actually, was you? I don't think you was in the car with us this day. No, I'm gonna tell the story. Let me know if he was actually in it. But I was in a situation, whatever, and we were the damn fucking mic. I hate these damn. Get some better mics. So I was in the situation, whatever. It's just like, this is like back in high school, and we were gonna, go out and, have some fun, do the things that high school people do on the goddamn weekends. I'm not gonna get into specifics or whatever like that. But the dude who was driving the car, right? He was driving a Honda. So that's not a big deal, but I hate Hondas. That's not the point. But the point is, so all of us is in the car, and then the cops come, and they pull the car over. So now we're like, oh shit, we should be good because whatever it is we got, we're clear of it, right? Everybody's good. He's like, yeah. But then the dude in the front seat, he's just like, fuck. I'm like, nigga, what? Why are you saying fuck? What's going on? This nigga goes, I got a warrant. You telling me I'm riding in a car with somebody who got a warrant right now, bro? This is the police. They checking everybody. Everybody is about to get this fucking shit right now. So luckily we got out of the whole situation, whenever like that. But it's one of those things like you don't know who the hell you're rolling with.
Yeah, but see, in that situation, if it's a warrant, my nigga, he's the only person getting arrested in that situation.
That ain't the freaking point. The point is this dude could have had a warrant, right? Being that this nigga got a warrant, that gives him some kind of right to even check shit. What happened if they check shit and we got shit in the car that we didn't even know this dude had? Everybody's in his car. But we're not talking about justified police here, man. Like, I don't give a shit.
No. And I completely agree with that. But it's just like in that type, that's like a wrong type of scenario because if anybody has a warrant for their arrest, even if it's the person, even if that's the person's heart, they usually, unless it's like a gun or drugs, which that's what I'm saying. That's why you ask before you get in the car. Like, I agree with you on that point, but if it's a warrant, they're not going to mess with y'all. Like, everybody.
I don't freaking trust that shit.
And they don't.
Because they going to bend. It's the fucking police.
Depends on the type.
The rules.
Depends on the type of warrant. In that scenario, y'all could have fought that. Y'all could have got out. Y'all wouldn't even have been arrested at that point. Because if it's like a charge, then yeah. But if it's like a traffic ticket warrant, no, he's probably, which probably it was, he's the only one that's going to get arrested in that scenario. But I'm talking like a nigga getting in your car, you stop. Like, you know, that we all have that one crazy friend, you know, who always, well, we don't anymore. But we all had that crazy person that would just sit here and do dumb shit for no reason. Where it's just like, oh, we see where your life is going. You know what I'm saying? Like that person. I'm not going to let that person just get in my car because it's not like you just one day decide. You just wake up in the moment, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to rob the corner store today. No, you've been thinking about that. You've been planning that. And it's just, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when people go to the store, I ask them, all right, what you going in there for? Get in, get out, let's go. But if you take it too long, you know, I'm going to think something up and I'm going to go check on you. And if you robbing the bank, I'm pulling off. My nigga, I ain't got nothing to do with that. The fuck? But if you have that one friend who you know does crazy shit like that, my nigga, you not getting in my car. My nigga, we walking everywhere. So if you do decide to do something, I can run off and act like I ain't had nothing to do with it, which I didn't. I'm not putting you in my car. I'm not putting you in a situation where you can put my life in danger. If I know a person that walks around with an unregistered weapon, my nigga, you not allowed around me. If you can't put that shit away when you with me, my nigga, I don't need to be cool with you. Because at any point in time, if we get caught, my nigga, we both going down for that dumb shit. So it's like people could, but in that situation, people always say, that's not snitching. Nah, nigga, that is snitching. You snitching. You sitting here telling because you know at any point in time this nigga could do that. You knew this nigga lifestyle. You chose at that moment in time to have this person around you. So that's your fault. It's still, but to other people, oh no, that's not snitching. No, it is. It is. You can't pick and choose. If you was to snitch, if y'all both got arrested, y'all both one of y'all got to do the bid, right? Mm-hmm. So, or both of y'all got to do the bid. If y'all both get caught, we not saying nothing, right? So just because you didn't know that this nigga was gonna do that, y'all, that's snitching. You still snitching. Can't say that's not snitching. It's snitching. Or a scenario like this one, right? And this is the one I really asked, and I don't know. This one has been this answer has been throwing me. A family member of yours commits a murder. Mm-hmm. I asked a lot of people, would they tell? Majority of the people said, if it's my family member, I'm not telling. Fuck that. Sister, brother, cousin, auntie, mama, daddy, I don't give a fuck. You murder somebody and it's not a justified murder. If it's not a murder where you're either protecting yourself or protecting somebody around you in a moment where your life is really in danger, then no, I'm not going to tell. Then we're going to figure this out. We're going to have to figure something out. But if you telling me, like, you come up to me like, yeah, this nigga was talking crazy to me, so I just had to pop his ass. Nah, nigga. You going down. You done fucked up now. You got, I'll give you a 20-minute head start. You got 20 minutes before the cops is on your ass. And the reason I say that is for two reasons. One, I'm not an accessory to no murder. I'm not harboring no fugitive. I'm giving you a 20-minute head start. You got 20 to 30 minutes to get your shit together, get whatever story you gonna tell. Because when the cops get here, I'm gonna say, look, listen, he left. I couldn't stop him. He's a murderer. He could have killed me too. So he ran. Do you know where he's going? I have no idea, officer, to be honest with you. Don't tell me where you're going. Don't tell me who you're going to meet. Don't tell me who you're going to talk to after this. Just know, I don't know. I just called you guys and did that. But then when I said this to a lot of people, they were like, but that's your brother. That's murder. My brother and sister, whoever did it, that family member did, that's murder. Mm-hmm. But then when you ask them this and you be like, oh, but if somebody killed your family member, you would want answers, right? Everybody's like, yeah. So you want somebody else to snitch for your family member, but you wouldn't snitch for somebody else, for his family. Because this person has a mom. This person has a brother. This person has a sister. And then what I would say was, even if you don't tell the cops and you tell the other person's family member, because apparently if you tell the family member that person's family, that's not snitching.
What?
Apparently, from what somebody said to me, it's not snitching unless you tell the cops.
Who makes these rules? Snitching. Tattling is fucking tattling. You're fucking telling.
Because apparently snitch culture originated back in the day because it would be snitch culture is always correlated with the cops. In my opinion, snitching is snitching. Well, if you snitching on somebody, you just snitching. There is no this is snitching. This isn't snitching. This is it's too like there's no rules and stipulations. If you running your mouth, you running your mouth. You snitching, you a rat.
And as far as correlating with the cops, you can be a snitch. You don't have to snitch to the cops, but you can be snitching on like some other rival shit. You could probably get the people you were running with caught up with some motherfucking shit. That's still snitching. That's ratting. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I look. Listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just thought that to me, if I tell the person's family, to me that's still snitching. You're still a snitch in my eyes. But in my head, it's just like, okay, even though that's my family member, you took somebody's life away. Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to be okay with that. People's like, oh well, karma, da 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 da. No, fuck a karma, my nigga. I know this person walking around free after taking somebody's life. Like, why the fuck am I supposed to I'm just supposed to be okay with knowing that? I'm just supposed to be okay with just letting this nigga just walk around free? Well, I got to see all these RIP posts and everything? No, I'm not sitting well with that. That's not sitting well with me.
I'm going to build off the karma shit. Karma's a bitch. Okay, you know this person did it, right? You have the power to tell the fucking truth, but you don't. And everybody's like, don't worry about it, bro. Karma's going to take care of it. Okay, but I know it. What happens if karma don't get him? Karma gets me. Because I had the power to do something, but I didn't do it. Now I'm fucked.
And then
off of some shit like that.
And then once again, there's two different scenarios that could play out from that. Now that you've told me you've killed somebody and I don't say anything or I let you hide out here, I'm harboring a fugitive and I'm an accessory to murder. Now I can now do time for you telling me what the fuck you did because you want to be a dumb motherfucker in the moment. Or versus the role, we don't know what the fuck this other nigga, you just popped some random nigga because he pissed you off. We don't know what the fuck this other nigga had on, what the fuck this other nigga was doing. Mm-hmm. He could have been on some shit. Now you putting my life and my family's life in danger because now I got to keep your secret? Nah, because you wanted to be dumb and kill somebody? Nah, my nigga, no. No. Fuck that. You going to jail. Do your time. Because my thing is, I keep that same energy all across. If I'm gonna sit here and say a random nigga in the street need to go to jail for killing somebody, I keep that same energy when it come to family. I don't believe in what happens, what goes on out there, it don't apply to my family. Nah, nigga, it apply to my family too, my nigga. If I'm gonna sit here and say if my family does a crime, if somebody out there does a crime to me or anybody around me, I'm gonna take care of that. But if my family doesn't, nah, I'm gonna just leave it be. I'm just gonna no. My family is held up to the same standard as everybody fucking else. There's no special exception.
All right, I got a new question for you. with everything that's going on now, because the whole social media is in the phone, whatever, if something happens, the world will know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see police brutality happening, and then you record it, and then you post it for everybody in the world to see, is that not snitching?
I think it's snitching.
And yet everybody, they fucking do it. But I'm pretty sure the people you talk to, if you pose that question to them, do you think they'll be like, oh, no, man, that's different. That's different. That ain't really snitching. But you're telling not only other police officers who actually are good, but the entire fucking world to see this shit. It's snitching in every single way. It is 100% snitching still. Where does the street code go from there? Does the street code not apply? Does somebody else?
No, it's crazy. I never even thought about that. That is snitching. Everybody snitches. That's crazy. I never even. That's a good question. But if you ask somebody, apparently that's not snitching. That's you giving justice. But in my head, you could give justice for that. But if your brother kills somebody, nah, that's my brother. That's my family. That's that. I'm not getting involved. My nigga, you already involved. Like that shit. Like it just blows me. It's just like, and this is the part that really like blows my mind. Is when it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to different codes of different cultures and shit, if you don't agree with the majority, you're looked at as a villain or you're looked at as somebody who we can't trust. No, nigga, you can still trust me, but don't trust me with shit that's going to put us both in jeopardy.
I think you are the best person to trust. You know why? Because I trust that you're going to do the right thing through thick and thin. You're always going to do the right thing. I trust that. I'll trust you for that. I might not like it at some points, but I'll still trust you enough for that shit.
Yeah, and then, because I asked this question at my barbershop, and one of the other barbers was like, but you don't know what that's going to do to him mentally because you snitched on him. My nigga, I should be the last thing on your mind. You should be thinking that you just took somebody's life. You worried about me telling on you, but that's what your main concern is. But you still not dwelling on the fact that, my nigga, you just ended somebody's life.
You don't even know this dude.
You don't even know this person. You don't know this person's family. You don't know this person's kids. But you worried because I'm the one that told on you. That right there, that statement worries me because it's like, you're worried about the wrong thing. You're not worried about what you did. You're not dwelling on the consequences of your actions. You're worried about what I did to you, that it was your brother. That's what you're thinking about in that moment. Serial killer. Serial fucking killer. If you're overlooking the fact that I was the one that told, but you took somebody's life, serial killer. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you mentally if you're not remorseful for their actions and you're dwelling on the fact that I told on you.
You had no problem taking somebody else's life, but when your brother told on you, you're crushed by this. Everything else you're fine with. It's like, oh no, I'm cool with that. That's nothing. But damn, Zay, how could you do this to me?
Yeah, and then
what?
And then what's gonna happen is now you're gonna be plotting to kill me. I'm glad you in jail, cause now I'm safe. Cause it's like in my head, if you could just kill a random person and not feel remorseful or not expect any consequences for your actions, then my nigga, who's to say you're not gonna do this again? Cause once you do it once, it's not like people stop just at one time. It's just like one time, now I'm done.
Yeah, I used to kill people, but I don't know. I don't do it no more. That's not my thing.
Nah, psychopath is.
Not my habit.
Nah, I just shot one person. We good. We good.
Try it out.
Yeah, I got out my
Stop,
system. You know, I popped my gun cherry. We good. We good. You know.
I had a little death pop on a human, but it's okay.
You know, his blood was everywhere, but it's all right. It's all right. We cleaned it out the carpet. You know, took the Clorox. We cleaned it out. But then it's just like. But because that's my brother, I'm supposed to be okay with this. Like this is the part that baffles me. Like people are okay letting a murderer walk around if it's family, but if it's somebody else, you want that person in jail. No, keep that same energy all across the board.
Selfish. You're a fucking selfish person. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Selfish.
But then, but apparently we're the selfish ones because we're telling, because we can't live with that. There's something wrong with us.
Who can live with this? With that? There's something wrong with you if you can. 9 out of 10, you probably did it yourself and you still hold no remorse. Or
pretty much.
Like, I don't know, man. That's wild.
I'm saying I'm telling you, snitching is just weird. Like the whole word, just you a snitch, you a rat, you a tattletale, all that bullshit. So I like my life. I think about the life of myself and the other people around me as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put my life in jeopardy for somebody else. Like, yeah, you my brother, best friend. I love you to death. My nigga, if you are putting my life in danger, my nigga, you are of no use to me. And that could be as selfish as it wants, but I like my life. I like my life. I like my freedom. I like being able to survive. My loyalty to you stops at me.
That is not selfish. It is selfish on your brother because he knows this is how you feel, and yet he still chooses to put your life in danger. Selfish, brother. You're selfish.
My brother never got nobody.
It's
hypothetical.
Yeah. He never.
But no, seriously. Like, but another thing I tried to explain to them was, it's not like the people I hang around with, or even if I just meet you, I don't tell you this shit. I tell people all the time, don't do no shit around me, because if you do this shit around me, and they put and I gotta choose between me and you, fuck you. Whether you my best friend, sister, brother, family, don't do no shit around me, because either we going down together or one of us is going down, and it ain't gonna be me. And y'all can sit here and say whatever y'all want. I don't give a fuck.
You know what my answer would be if I was in that situation and I snitched and somebody says, "Damn, bro, how could you do it? You mad? You didn't think of it first." 'Cause I did. I'm walking away scot-free from this shit, and you gonna do that time.
And then don't let there be a bounty on your head.
Oh, I'm giving you up. Oh, I'm giving your whole operation up. Best believe. He went down that corner. He likes to stay right over at this house. She don't be there between the times of 9 a.m. to about 3 o'clock because she teaches this class over at the motherfucking yoga place right there on 3rd Street. But she likes to have her coffee right across at El Cafe Mundo. Get her. You'll get him. Money, please.
So let me ask you this, because I know you've seen Judas and the Black Messiah, and if you didn't see the movie, you might want to skip past. You might want to watch it or skip past this part because there will be spoilers. Because we've seen it.
You still haven't seen it by now. What the fuck are you doing? Honestly, fucking watch the film. It's a great fucking film.
But do you think that what he did was wrong? I know we've had this conversation. We'll have the conversation with people. Do you feel as though what he did was wrong?
I think that one falls into this real tricky crack, because on one hand I'm like, he's not wrong because his back was pushed against the fucking wall. They were about to take him down for this little fucking shit if he didn't cooperate, right? So in a sense he's watching out for himself, but I think who that person was and the great things that this man was doing is kind of like, how can you do that? But that's also what kind of made the whole situation great, because you don't know who's the villain in this.
But I get what you're saying. I personally don't think what he did was wrong. No, I thought it was a little bit wrong. My thing was he kept doing it. You kept doing it.
That's where he messed up at.
You were so remorseful after the first one, but you kept doing it. You continued to do it for the money.
Exactly.
That's where that's to me is where you snitching. You just doing it for the wrong reason. You'd seen what you did the first time you did it, and yet you continuously did it for the money. In the beginning, no, he wasn't wrong. He had no loyalty to this nigga. They literally said, we want you to go after somebody for your freedom. This man did not want to go to jail. He didn't want to go to federal prison. He didn't want to do that because back then, even though prisons now are still just as bad, back then it was worse. So to him, it was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Okay, who you want me to go after? Yeah, they got close. Yeah, they built the relationship. But at the end of the day, it was just like, when he tried to get away, it was already too late. It was either they were going to kill him regardless. They were going to kill him whether it was going to be by somebody, the police, whether it was going to be by, Nah, not his own people. But it was either gonna be the police or the FBI. They was gonna get that nigga one way or another. If the FBI wants you dead, the FBI, CIA wants you dead, they're gonna get you dead. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. If they want you dead, you dead. So it was either we'll do it, we'll give you the opportunity to end this man's life peacefully. The man was already dead before they came in and shot him. Now, yes, that was excessive, but it was either that or this man died a horrible death. It was already too late. By that time, it was way too late. But in the beginning, that wasn't his friend. That wasn't his brother. That was nothing to this man. He didn't know this nigga from a can of paint.
I don't even think he was I don't think he was aware of like what the movement probably was like going on.
Yeah, he didn't. His thing was, I want my freedom. This is what they want me to do. I bet. He got in too deep. Yeah, he got emotional. But it was either let them kill him and I go to jail, or I do it and keep my freedom.
Like I said, it falls into that crack.
And then, but my thing is, a lot of people sit here and say, "Nah, I wouldn't have done it. Nah, I wouldn't have done it." You don't know what the fuck you would have did. You don't know that
until your ass is put against the wall.
Until you are in that situation, I'm just gonna speak realistically because I know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like I said, if I have a choice between myself or somebody else, and especially somebody that I'm not really that close with, my nigga, you was in jail most of that time. We wasn't brothers. We wasn't friends. I wasn't kicking it with you when you was in the inside. Yes, you did great things, and you will be remembered for those great things. That ain't got shit to do with me. So you want us both to die and me go to jail, and we just have this legacy. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. My thing was, after I did it, I wouldn't have took the money. Because what happened later on was, the man killed himself after he did it so many times. He did an interview, and then after that interview, he hung himself. Mm-hmm. If he felt that bad, he would have hung himself after the first time,
or at least try to do fucking good, because the movement wasn't really over yet. You know, They didn't know you. They didn't know he was the snitch. He could have turned a new leaf. He could have like kept up this movement and actually done some good. He didn't do it, you know, which kind of makes him the bad guy. But I think at first, like you said, he did what's right for him. He did right by him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't be mad at that. As long as you do right by you, I can't be mad at you for that. Of course, I don't have to like it. Don't have to agree with it.
But my thing is, I want to know where this snitch culture started. Like, because to me, that shit blows my mind. Because
I think this shit has been existing for a long time, like even before like slavery.
Yeah. It has. I'm telling you, Viking times, all that shit. Nigga, you tell or you die too. So to me, it's just like there's no such thing as snitching and not snitching. Nigga, everybody a snitch. You gonna snitch on somebody one way or another. Throughout your life experience, you are going to snitch on somebody.
You just choose when and where you want to do it, and you know.
Yeah, and
from there.
Yeah. Now there is a difference. If you a street nigga, in my opinion. If you in the streets and the code, to me the code only works in the streets. I don't know what the code book look like, but the code only works in the streets in my opinion. Like if you live in that life and you know this is the code of how everybody in this life lives, then that's different. That's totally different. Cause you knew what you signed up for. You can't go into this situation and be like, nah, nigga, I can't do this. No, nigga, you signed up for this. You can't just run your mouth now. Cause you knew what the consequences were before. Once again, you knew what the consequences were before you got into this. Mm-hmm. Don't snitch or you die. You literally know that. Everybody knows that. Anybody who knows somebody in the streets or knows about the street code, you know if you snitch, you die. If you in that life. So you signed up for that. Now, to be honest with you, all you know, my gang members out there, or you know, street dudes, word of advice: I feel as though you guys should make a contract. Non-disclosure agreements work. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, just to move a little smarter. Non-disclosure agreements work. They do, because if you hold that person to a contract, you show that contract in court. Oh well, listen, ain't nothing we can do. You signed a non-disclosure agreement. You can't say shit. You snitch on us, now we sue you.
Stop giving them advice on how to get better at it, man.
Why not? I want to see my niggas survive and my niggas get better and smarter. To me, that's better. So if I can get smarter, let's get smarter. We ain't gotta sit here and just, do petty crimes. Nah, grow, become an organization, become better. But I'm serious. If you really think about it, right?
We don't condone this.
If even though you jump in somebody in, there's no loyal. There's supposed to be loyalty, but you don't really know how loyal somebody is. So what I'm saying is, if you sit there and you be like, listen, this is what you signing up for. Read this. Check this out. And this may sound funny, but I'm being so serious. Check this out. Read this. And if you can't follow up, my nigga, this life ain't for you. You don't need to be doing this.
Yeah. Simple as that.
If you can't abide by these rules, you need to step. And if you do, just know when push comes to shove and you do this, we're going to kill you. And we're not allowed to kill you because legally you have signed your life away to us by signing this contract. Blows people's minds, but listen, FBI and CIA do it all the time. Mm-hmm. The government does it all the time. They have you sign contracts that sign your life away. Or what's them shits called? Well, you got to sign like anything. So if they say anything happens to you while at work, what's that called?
A waiver?
A waiver. Have them sign a waiver. Have them sign a death waiver.
At any point you have been stabbed, beat down, or struck by a bullet from an unknown drive-by during your occupation on the streets, we are not held responsible.
Does that not make sense?
It's worded out very perfectly. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I know what the fuck I'm getting into.
Yeah. You knew before you signed up for it. So now you have to abide by this. Like in my opinion with the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. That was a big thing. A lot of people were thrown by that one because they were like, how can you live this street life and then you just turn around and turn on them? My nigga, did y'all not see this nigga walk into y'all establishment with rainbow hair? As soon as that nigga walked through the door, I'm like, oh no, I'm not trusting this nigga. Nigga, you look like you about to run your mouth. Any nigga that's bold enough to paint his hair different colors looks like he done told some shit in his life. Fucking hair. And I asked, first off, this is how we could know he a snitch, right? You just ask him, so who told you how to get here? If this nigga start off with, yeah, you remember such and such from around the way, live with his mom. Nah, nigga, you a detailed snitch. Like, you is a full detailed snitch. I can't trust you, nigga. First, you got rainbow hair. You look like you got a tail. I don't give a dick because the thing about it was they only, allowed him to join because it was going to get them some more money because they was like, we invest our money in you. We get a nice return. Yeah. Yeah. Money don't mean shit to a nigga with rainbow hair. That nigga ain't got no loyalty. You don't see this nigga. If this nigga is snitching on himself on social media, then we can all sit here and say this nigga has no loyalty to nobody.
Not even his damn self. He gonna snitch on whoever, including himself. So
that's what I'm saying. But my thing, the other thing that people need to realize is that because a lot of people were mad. It was like, well, he was a part of that life. He was trying to be down with that life. If you watch the interview, he literally said, why am I going to be loyal to people that wasn't trying to hold me down? Apparently, they weren't going to hold that nigga down when he was locked up. Niggas wanted to get at this nigga before he was locked up because of the shit he was saying. You think if he was locked up, them niggas would have had his back?
Nope.
So my point exactly. So he had to do what he did for himself. Like I said, if that's what his means, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You can't justify somebody else's opinion about themselves. Like he did what he had to do for himself. Shit's gonna happen. He didn't kill nobody. He had other people do it. Y'all agreed to it. That's your fault. Y'all niggas wasn't smart. Y'all was smart, but wasn't all that smart. But what do you feel about the whole Tekashi situation?
I think the dude, I don't see nothing wrong with him snitching or anything like that because, like, if you actually, because there's like the Hulu documentary and the whole damn thing as well. He's not built that way. He started off as like this teenage clothes designer kind of fucking kid at first. Like, this nigga's not a fucking gangster. He's not a fucking. He's not about that fucking life. So I don't fucking find it surprising that he snitched.
I mean, we all knew he was gonna snitch. I think everybody was like, "Oh, he was talking about this big shit." Yeah, of course he was talking all that big shit. He was doing that for clout. We all knew he was a clout chaser. So that's my thing is, we always get surprised about certain people's reactions to certain shit, but it's just like certain things you can expect.
It's fucking entertainment, bro. Like I don't. When people say, "Oh my god," like I'm surprised by it, I'm like, you must take everything you see fucking literal.
Especially now, because a lot of rappers now ain't about that life.
Damn sure
like,
not.
Nigga, Lil Xan. Come on, you really like Lil Pump? You really expect much from these niggas? Nah. Lil Yachty. You expect much from these? Lil Uzi Vert. You expect much from these niggas?
I tell you who I do expect much from. 21 Savage. He scared the shit out of me.
Not I believe anymore,
the shit that he says.
Because he actually trying to change his life around. I've seen a few documentaries where he's trying to do better.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if that dude snitched, I'll be like, whoa. I ain't see that one coming. Because he seems like the dude who, like, you know, not snitch or whatever like that. He built, he was
built that way.
Built for that
and
life.
We're not saying if you snitch, you not built for that life. Because no, nigga, it's some snitches out here that's built for that life. They just gotta reevaluate. They just you gotta look at the things that they have to go through. Like my opinion, if a nigga is on his third strike, and that nigga is going to snitch. He is not going to want to spend the rest of his life in prison. He is not going to do that. No matter how much you hold him down, I got to stay behind the wall for all that time. I'm snitching.
Tattling.
And another thing about snitching is because it go back to the whole, because I had this conversation at a barbershop. Another thing that they brought up was they were like, so they asked me the question if I was sitting here, and yeah, I'm talking about barbershop talk outside of the barbershop.
There a code behind that?
I guess so. I don't know.
It's a code for everything. It's code for everything. I didn't get the fucking student handbook.
You're not supposed to talk about it to like women. I hear that's how the code goes. You're not supposed to talk to like, for example, in your case, you're not supposed to talk about it to Brina, but like you could talk about it to anybody else.
Interesting. Oh well.
It's different. I guess I'm a snitch.
We just snitches on all the levels across the board. Damn, don't trust us.
I don't even know I'm doing it. It's in my nature. I don't know what I'm doing. It's hardwired in my DNA.
But they asked me the question. So if let's say we go to like someplace like Cancun, and you cheated on your girl, would I snitch? And here's my thing about that: how close am I to your girl? Like if me and your girl hang out even when you not there, we chop it up and I fucks with her and I see that she's making you happy and she, she's totally in love with you. My nigga, I'm not gonna let you cheat. That's first off.
Straight up.
I'm not gonna let you cheat. I'm not gonna let you put yourself in a situation that's gonna compromise you. I'm going to stop you. And if you continue to do it, I'm going to tell you to tell her. You have time to tell her. If you don't tell her, then yeah, bro, I got to. As your friend, you should expect that from me. You shouldn't want me to just sit here, nah, bro, please don't tell her. No, nigga, if you don't tell her, then I got to. Because as your boy, I'm telling you, you were wrong. You were in the wrong. I'm not going to sit here and defend you when you were wrong. And especially if I see that that's the love of your life.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yo. This fucking mist thing went off. I was like, what the fuck? That shit threw me off for a bit. That shit really got to me for a second. But yeah, man.
Snitching on your boy in occasions like that.
Yeah, that's
breaking guy code.
Fucking guy code. Guy code is a fucking piece of shit.
Or even girl code. It goes both ways. Because in my head, if you sitting here and you like, it's one thing if like I don't really fuck with your friend. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. I don't fuck with your friend. Do you, bro? I don't condone cheating, but then I always tell my friends that if you cheat, you need to tell them. But if it's somebody I really fuck with, like if it's somebody you've been with for years, that's been around the whole crew and everything, been around the family. Yeah, nigga, I'ma tell her. Cause I'm not gonna sit here and let you make her life miserable.
Yeah.
You out here just cheating. Like if you did it once, tell her. If not, I'm gonna tell her. So that way y'all could go through it. But if you're constantly cheating, my nigga, you don't need to be with her. The fuck you doing?
Please let her go. Let her be happy with somebody else, because apparently your ass don't deserve her. You sack of shit, friend.
But what would you do in that situation?
I'm fucking tell.
And if you didn't know the person, you still gonna tell?
If I didn't know like the girl or whatever, like
Her boyfriend.
Wait, what do you mean,
like? Trying to find an example that's not gonna throw nobody under the bus.
Give me a really hypothetical thing.
Okay, so let's say Messiah's girl was hanging with us, like, and it was just you, me, her, for some strange reason. We at the club. Okay, it was you, me, Messiah. Messiah go to the bathroom. He leave his girl. His girl go to the back of the club. She start making out with another dude.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking tell. But in that situation, Messiah is kind of like my brother, so I feel like the obligation to it. But I mean, like, if she's like one of, are you saying like she's like one of like us at this point?
Yeah.
Then yeah, because now it's no longer just, yo, that's your girlfriend or whatever, so I'm supposed to be courteous to her. It's more like she's one of us. So she's technically my friend now, because I'm pretty sure if some shit goes down, you know, you want me to protect her, right? Okay, cool. She's one of my peoples now. I'm going to also watch out for her. So if you doing the dirt or whatever, I'm, like you said, I'm going to give you that warning, whatever. And hopefully you don't get that freaking far. But if it does, I'm going to fucking tell her. Because I'm like, look, he ain't for you then. If you want to hatch shit out and try to patch it up, be my guest, that's on you. But I'm going to fucking tell it. Simple as that.
But
now.
Then, okay, but go ahead.
Now, if this is one of those situations where it's like, I'm hanging out with somebody and I don't really know this dude like that. Like, he's just like a friend of like one of my friends, but we ain't really cool. And he also, you know, like has a girl, whatever, that I seen around a couple of times. I do know her, but we're not that tight. But I'm a little tighter than homeboy. Well, I'm a snitch. Oh, I'm a snitch.
Why you snitching?
I'm a snitch to get that nigga kicked out the fucking picture, and I'm be like, yo, that nigga a fucking scrub.
So you snitching for your own game.
You damn right.
My brother.
He don't want to treat it right, somebody will. I know I will.
But you know what's crazy? A lot of people would do that. But to them, that's not snitching.
That's called getting some nigga.
That's snitching. Like, you a snitch. Like, come on now.
They try to like paint it over whatever. Like, yo, it's snitching, man. Stop trying to like rewrite the shit.
Because for one thing, I don't cheat. I've never cheated. I've never put myself in a position to compromise my relationship. And if I ever did, you know, I tell. If I ever put myself in a compromising position where I know it would hurt the person I'm with, I believe in complete honesty. Tell the person. Mm-hmm. I'd rather tell you we work through it and we try to figure out where we go from here than you find out later down the line from somebody else, and then I got to deal with the consequences of that. Because not only, well, most of the time I mess with crazy girls, not only will we sit here and we will get into a fight, but then I'm going to have to sit here and deal with the hurt you have to deal with in the long run, when we can try to figure out how we're going to deal with it in the very beginning, how we'll work through this and how we'll deal with it, and we'll go from there. I don't understand how people say you not like, just don't tell. If you don't tell, you good.
The dumbest shit ever. It's like, have you not seen any movie or not watched anybody you freaking know? That is the common mistake. It's a cliche. It happens all the fucking time, and it always ends the same exact fucking way.
But people don't care. People just sit here and they'll just be like, "Oh no, we not gonna snitch. We not gonna do this. We look like, come on, man. Everybody out here is a snitch, one way or another. You just haven't been in the position where you had to do it. And once you get into that position and you don't snitch, then you can say you're not a snitch. For all those who've been in that situation, you just didn't snitch in that moment. But I promise you, the hardest nigga out there has snitched on somebody. Like me and you was just saying a few minutes ago, off the podcast. If you're on your third strike and something happens, You're not gonna sit there and be like, nah, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in jail. No, nigga, I promise you, I put money up for those niggas out there that didn't and just took that bid. You know, more power to you.
I'm like, what the fuck?
But for most people, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna snitch. They're gonna try to find a way out of it. It's just simple as that. The hardest gangsters out there, some of them have snitched. Even people in the mob have snitched.
You gonna look out for you.
At the end of the day. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with snitching. It's nothing wrong with telling. Because like I always say, keep that same energy across the board. I'm going to say this one last time. Same energy across the board. Because if it was one of your family members or something happened to you, you would want them to snitch. You'd want somebody out there to snitch. But apparently you scared to snitch on your own family.
I just don't understand how people do it, man.
Me either. But it is what it is. And that's been another episode. That's that kids. Snitching.
Snitch.
Alright, how'd you know how we'll take it away? So if you want to check us out and listen to us, you can listen to us on...
You can follow us on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and drumroll please, YouTube.
You forgot one.
I did?
You said Google?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
a Google
didn't.
Podcast. Why you see?
I thought you missed it.
See, you know the motherfucker.
Yeah, of course I do. Who? Oh, and also, just so you guys are aware, we're actually going to be ending season 1 very soon. We have a big episode for the finale for a surprise for you guys. And just get ready for season 2 because it's going to be bigger and better.
Also,
than
you're
season
probably
1.
watching this and you realize there's a brand new mic here. We growing, bitch. I told you. As we grow, the show grows. Better equipment.
He's too excited over it.
Well, Charpig, why you always gotta fucking harsh my mellow, dude?
It's not that serious.
Look, see, he back there dry snitching. Another form of snitching.
We trained them well.
Well, you tell, but you don't tell. But make sure to tune into us next week. I am sorry about the video episode for this week. I wasn't able to upload it due to technical difficulties, but we will have the video episode for this episode and more to come. Please make sure to keep checking this out on YouTube. Make sure that you're liking and subscribing. Turn on that notification bell. And once again, if you have any questions or concerns, you can hit us up.
Compliments. Also, you know, what's the fucking shit? I almost said criticizations. That's not the word I was looking for. Constructive criticism. That's the word. Please, we want to make the show better for you guys. So please, if you guys have some notes about the show, you know,
or any episode you would like to see us do, we're open to that. You can DM us at @_exactlykids and just make sure to pay attention because that's where we'll be posting more about what's going on season 2. Get ready. It's coming. Have a good day.
Ciao.
Well, Yank, that's another episode done. Another one down for the books.
And no fish left on the hook.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. We must be done. Not exactly kids. Thought we were finished.